Modern gaming has become exceptionally toxic. Now, that may not come as a surprise to you, especially if you're a regular in the video game space, but it's something that not every sphere suffers from. You can get into 3D printing or crocheting without experiencing emotional teardown by people you don't even know. You can start cooking or learning about the arts without being smeared for your preferred methods of enjoying your hobby. Of course, one would be delusional if he believed that toxicity did not permeate every aspect of humanity. However, it has become obvious to me that the gaming industry cultivates a specific and special type of toxicity, which dismantles friendships, creates tribalism, and straight up blinds us all. In this video, my mission is to lay out the main causes of the unprecedented and particularly potent levels of toxicity commonly found among the cesspool of 12 to 39-year-olds who choose to spend their days wasting away in front of screens. The first cause of which, following discussion, will be obvious, but is not something most adults consider when expressing their level of discontent with their fellow gamers. This being children. Children play video games as a surprise to many. These children do not have fully developed brains and are incapable of rational decision. In fact, I would argue that most under the age of 25 fail to consider the consequences of their actions prior to the instant they've made fools of themselves. Children, and the average young adult, are still learning, and in a community which already has exceptional levels of toxicity, they pick up quickly. Oftentimes, it is children who become the worst offenders in YouTube comment sections and X-Twitter discussions. It is never long before these impressionables begin their tribal journeys. This leads me to cause 2, which has a strong influence on a young mind. In case you are unfamiliar with gaming, know that one can easily find a strong sense of platform and brand loyalty among gamers. Whether it be PC, PlayStation, Nintendo, or Xbox, gamers often find themselves in a camp. Subsets also exist within the PC category. These subsets, of course, include AMD, Intel, Nvidia, and even Steam. Part of the problem is gamers are fundamentally elitist. Once they fall into a camp, they take all marketing for the platform at face value and understand their cult to be the best. Often, this is despite glaring evidence to the contrary, and be aware that no camp is any less susceptible to this behavior. PC gamers are among the most elitist. I have great personal experience with this, especially since I praise the Series X for being a capable machine and a verifiably rational purchase decision when comparing it to the competition. They assume the worst of every console gamer and address them as peasantry. PC elites believe no console gamer has any concept of how to build a computer, what hardware is, and what true performance looks like. They fail to see the benefits of widespread support, optimization, exclusives, services such as Game Pass, and not needing to troubleshoot the device every 10 seconds. PlayStation fanboys suffer from a clean and simple hatred for Xbox and any success it has. They praise PlayStation for its exclusives, but are blind to the benefits of PC, Xbox, and Nintendo ownership. They hate on Game Pass and praise their overpriced PlayStation Plus. Nice alliteration there. Nintendo fans boast about the expansive library of games on the Switch, but often underreport the lack of performance delivered by the console in the vast majority of games. They also choose to forget the many sufferings induced by the ancient Nintendo eShop and Nintendo's version of live service. Xbox fans have become too comfortable with the current state of the platform and have forgotten its previous state, which would come back in the blink of an eye. They are a good example for those researching blind enthusiasm, and they are quick to take a jab at PlayStation fans, or ponies as Xbox players love to call them. All this tribalism leads me to the third cause of the excessive levels of toxicity we see in gaming. Blindness is induced in part by the tribalism that we find among gamers, Bubbles, camps, and blind loyalty to faceless corporations and concepts create echo chambers that enforce incorrect or inaccurate presuppositions and black out the rest. Blind spots are also created as a result. As mentioned before, PC gamers are blind to the ease of use that comes with console gaming. They are blind to the vast optimizations, and they often block out features like quick resume. PlayStation fanboys are blinded to the catalog of games that Xbox actually possesses and the value of services Xbox provides. Nintendo fans don't seem to understand the performance deficit that they operate at, although this only applies to the most religious fans. Xbox fans are blind to the legitimate benefits that can be found in the catalogs provided by the competition. The fourth and final cause to be discussed in this video is the presence of idiots and jerks. Sometimes we forget that people are just mean or dumb. Many people are incapable of engaging in civil debate, whether that be a result of their devilish or slow nature. Often it is easy to spot these types of people, and I believe it's fair to deliver sympathy and ultimately disengage. If nothing can be done, do nothing in this case. So what are we to do about these things? Addressing the issue with children requires addressing the other causes. Children mimic those around them, and creating an environment which is conducive to good-spirited debate and fair argumentation would improve the children that maintain an online presence. Of course, another remedy is to take responsibility for our children. Parents need to monitor their children's internet use, obviously. As mentioned before, children are not capable of making informed, rational decisions and should not be trusted to do so. As for tribalism, it is important that each gamer tries to understand the perks of every platform. List for yourself each benefit of every platform before making blind judgment. Additionally, make certain to expose yourself to opinions expressed by all enjoyers of every platform and the platforms themselves if it is within your means. Avoid echo chambers to mitigate blind spots, and if you notice you're in one, do your best to research opposing viewpoints. Finally, disengage with jerks and idiots. Do your best to only engage in conversation and debate which makes progress and remains within the rules of fair and reasonable debate. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope we can improve the situation, which I believe is pretty dire and honestly reflective of what's going on in politics right now. Have a good one.